We are the hope for a dying earth. They're crying for sweetness, they're crying for health. We are the light for a groping world. Who though are lost must be loved. We are the light to a dying world. We are the hope for falling walls. Someone needs your touch. Freely give. You are more than enough. You don't need to hide. Someone sees. Don't you know you are the real one? The salt and light to save the world. Save a dying world.
We are the peace they're longing for. We are the fragrance, sweet and pure. Stand on your feet and boldly proclaim. Don't waste your breath, live in flame. We are the light to a dying world. We are the hope for the falling walls. Someone needs your touch. Really give. You're more than enough. You don't need to hide. Someone sees. Don't you know you are the living one? The salt and light to save the world. Save a dying world. You've been made whole. Now that you know, spread this grace you've been given. Jesus in you is the light and the soul. Live like the hope for a dying. Why don't you live like the hope for a dying world? Live like the hope for a dying. Just spread this grace you've been given. Oh, live like the hope for a dying. 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 Live like the hope for a dying.
The world is changing in a way no one saw coming. Life has changed today, seems so much darker than just yesterday. You feel the shadows over everything. No one knows how this will go, it seems never ending. The dangers of today feel like so much more than just yesterday. You feel the shadows over everything. And we want to know how to face the day. it says, we will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin. Yeah, we will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin. We carry no fear in our hearts, cause we know that what sets us apart is our faith in you. For you live in us. So we want to know how to face the day, how to make this work. So we turn to you, you will see your face. For your word is sure. As it says, we will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin. Yeah, we will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin. In the shadow of the Almighty, in your grace we find our life. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide. In the shadow of the Almighty, in your grace we find our life. We find our life, yeah. We will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin. Yeah, we will dwell under your wings, under your shadow, through thick and thin.
All right, guys, that was an amazing session. Yes, I feel fired up right now with that prayer and worship session. All right, so quickly this morning, we have a resource person, a very, very, very valuable lesson for you guys to learn this morning. And we have titled this Poise. This morning, we're going to learn poise. And with us this morning is Mrs. Adaora Ayoade. Mrs. Adaora Ayoade. She is the CEO of EZ37 Solution and a human resource management outfit. Now she's going to be taking this session with us. Poise. Over to you.
Hello guys, how you doing? How has Salt and Light Camp 2020 been? I'm sure it's been great, right? Awesome. Well, my name is Adora Ayoade, and I'm a facilitator for today's session on etiquette. So I want to welcome you very warmly to this session. So get ready and get set and enjoy. Thank you. Today we're looking at etiquette, also referred to as poise. And the truth is, relationships are nurtured by mastering the art of etiquette. Everyone wants to be friends with someone who is nice, who has manners, who makes them feel good, who doesn't pull them down, and who is positive, who knows how to behave courteous, who has manners. And through those sort of attributes, you can nurture relationships. And of course, everybody needs to be around other people. So it is key for you to master the art of etiquette. No matter how smart you are, People want to know how much you care. There's a saying that no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And they can know through the way you treat them. And that all has to do with etiquette. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the rules of etiquette. We're going to be looking at how to behave when you meet people. We're going to be looking at your cell phone etiquette, social graces. We're going to be looking at how you comport yourself, your courage, how you sit, how you stand, all those things. They pass a big and loud message. So what is etiquette when we think about it? It's really presenting yourself with polish, which shows that you can be taken seriously. I've actually never heard of anyone getting a prize for behaving silly or behaving mannerless. Never ever. So it's important to have etiquette. Etiquette is also being comfortable around people and making people comfortable around you. It's being courteous and is behaving appropriately, both personally and professionally. Whether you're at school, whether you're at home, whether you're at a social gathering, wherever you are, there's a way you should behave that shows you have poise, you have etiquette, that shows you are polished, that shows you are cultured, that shows you have manners. There's a way you will comport yourself. So what are manners? Manners really are just being aware, being sensitive, having that awareness of the feelings of others. If you have that awareness, it shows you have manners. So it takes intentionality. It takes being deliberate, but it also is important to be aware, to be knowledgeable about manners. Because people would never find an excuse for somebody who is badly mannered. Say, well, maybe they didn't know. They'll just say that person has no manners. That person is not well trained. That person is uncultured. That person is not polished. And of course, that's not you, because you are polished. You are cultured. So you want to come across that way. So you want to be aware of those things you want to be sensitive about. So let's look at some of the things that you should do that shows that you are sensitive, you are that caring person. Firstly, you need to be thoughtful and courteous to other people. How? How can you be courteous? How can you show thoughtfulness? Not just being selfish, thinking about yourself alone. This you can do by considering other people's feelings. Put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if you're spoken to in a particular way with a harsh tone? Think about other people's feelings. Be diplomatic, even when you agree, even when you disagree. Don't let people feel they're stupid. Do you know, you could either pull people up with how you behave, or you could kill their spirit with how you speak to them. So even if you disagree, you can say, well, okay, I see what you're saying, but you don't have to say that's stupid, that makes no sense, that's senseless. And then apologize swiftly if you truly are wrong. It doesn't take anything away from you. Just say, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. It shows maturity. So, use please, thank you, I am sorry, excuse me, and then pay compliments. When somebody pays you a compliment, pay them a compliment. Thank you. And all these positive words. Then let's look at timing. Sometimes you have an appointment with someone and maybe you're running late. What do? Just be conscious of their time. Call ahead and say, oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, I meant to be there, but I'm running late. Or the reason why I was late is, but you try to avoid lateness as much as possible. And then if you have to interrupt a conversation, have you ever been in a situation where two people are speaking and you need to interject? Always apologize. Say, oh, please, can I just say something for a minute? Don't just jump in there. Apologize. And then say what you have to say. But keep it short. Because don't forget, it's not your time with them. Somebody else had that space. So keep it short. I've met people that just go on and on and on. And you're thinking, are they not conscious or sensitive to the feelings of the other person who's waiting? So mind your timing. Courage. Let's look at courage. How do you stand? How do you sit? It's all part of language called body language. There's a way you sit that makes people think, I want to deal with this person. I want to engage with this person. But there's a way someone can sit that seems sloppy. And people want to avoid them. So it's not cool to be sloppy. Now, sometimes you don't even know who's watching you or where you'll come across them in future. So why not just keep it right by having a good carriage? Also called posture. Even when standing, when you're standing, imagine you have an arrow going from your head to the ceiling, shoulders straight, back up. Stand straight, don't slouch against the wall. Your two legs are working perfectly well. So stand up straight and show you have good carriage. When you're walking, don't drag your feet. Lift your feet and walk with like somebody who is hale and hearty. The interesting thing is there's a correlation between your courage and your psychology. When you sit straight, when you stand tall, you feel better, you feel positive, and positive things are what you will attract. So now you want positive energy, keep your gestures positive. All right, handshakes. You will have to shake someone's hand at some point or the other. And when you have a firm handshake, it connotes confidence, poise, competence, and people like that. They want to deal with somebody who shows all those attributes. So it's not sloppy, it's not just quick. No, you're looking them in the eye and you are shaking their hand and letting them know that you're important. I care about this moment that your hand is in mine. So shake hands in a way that shows that truly this is important. Okay, and then let's look at cell phones now. We all use cell phones. We all use cell phones, but how do we use cell phones? More and more people in our society are becoming inconsiderate and not able to set boundaries. In fact, for some people, the cell phones are controlling them. They're not controlling the cell phones. If they don't have their cell phone in their hand all the time, it's hard for them to be able to do anything. So are you in control of your cell phone, or is your cell phone in control of you? And how do you use it? There's etiquette to cell phone usage. Now, if you want to take a call in public, there's someone in front of you that you're speaking to, just say 1 minute, excuse me, let me just take this call. It's a polite thing to do. So don't just, whilst they're in their flow talking to you, don't just take the call right away without apologizing. And then, of course, you are in public with other people. So keep that conversation brief and tell the caller, and I call you back, I'm just with someone. Everybody wants to feel important. You wouldn't want someone just to cut you short, take a call, and then talk for ages, keeping you waiting. So same with whoever it is you're in front of. Keep your call short and get back to them. So be considerate as well, keeping your voice low. There's nothing cool about shouting in public. Hey, how now? What's up? They're speaking to you. You're not speaking, you to speak back to them. You're not speaking to everyone around you. So please be considerate. So let's look at social graces. What's social graces? Now, these are skills you use to interact politely in social situations. Now, within some cultures, there's some things that are acceptable, and in other cultures, they have what's acceptable to those cultures too. So you need to be informed. But the bottom line is that it's really a skill for dealing with people and society and even fashion. It still has to do with manners as well. So let's look at a few things. Sometimes you're in a hurry and you need to do some personal grooming. Don't do it in public. Look for the toilet, head in there and tidy up yourself. Whatever you do, don't do your grooming in public. Okay? And then when you want to sneeze, especially at a time like this with Corona around, everybody is conscious of somebody coughing or sneezing, you use your left hand and you do it away from people. So that just shows that you care about them. Nothing stops you from just coughing open, but it doesn't show you have etiquette. It doesn't show you have poise. It doesn't show you have manners. And of course you have all of that. So these are things to think about when you're in social gatherings. So now I want us to just be aware of a few points to note. And the first one is that maturity doesn't mean age. It means being sensitive. It means showing manners, and it has to do with how you react. I always think about a remote control car that has batteries in there and it has a remote control. When you press the control, the car moves. You take your hand off the control, the car stops. You press the control again, the car moves. You take your hand off again, the car stops. Now, people, you, me, all of us, we have internal regulators. So we shouldn't be controlled by our environment. Rather, we should be controlled by what is socially acceptable. What shows we have poise, what shows we have etiquette. Someone says something you don't like, don't just bark back at them. Control yourself, regulate yourself, and act appropriately in every situation. Nothing should control you. Why? Because you're not a remote controlled person. You are somebody who is in control, who has self-control, who has manners. And so you comport yourself that way. So remember, always be polite. Say hello. It doesn't take anything away from you. It doesn't cost you anything. You see somebody who needs help, offer help. Someone shared with me how she helped someone once carry her bag, an older person, and later on she was looking for like an internship or an opportunity somewhere, and the lady said, I remember you. You are the one who had such good manners. Of course, I know somebody who can help you, and she made the connection. So you never know what the future holds. Just offer help. Smile! Smile and smile and smile always. Yes, it beautifies your face and it doesn't cost you anything as well. Pay a compliment. Can I also add here that when somebody compliments you, say thank you. Don't say, this old shoe, or they say your hair is nice, this horrible hair. No, why? Because you are wonderful. You are handsome. You are beautiful. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. So accept the compliment and say thank you. Then of course we've spoken about saying please and thank you. We've spoken about being aware of your posture and your comportment because it's speaking a language called body language. And I spoke earlier about how you need to build people up. You build them up with your smile. You build them up with your compliments. You build them up with your offering them. You build them up with your positivity. But if you say negative things, or you gossip about them, or you make them feel uncomfortable because you're not being sensitive, then you could be killing their spirit. So you're not a spirit killer. You're not a spirit killer. You are not a spirit killer. You're a people builder. And please be aware of that. So you want to treat everyone with politeness, even those who are rude to you. And that's not because they're nice, but that's because you are. Another quote I'd like you to think about is that etiquette can be at the same time a means of approaching people and also staying clear of them. What would you like? You want people to see you as approachable, not someone they should stay clear of. And finally, consistency every day counts. People only notice the one or two things that you didn't do as well as you should have or could have. People do notice, so don't think they don't, because they actually do. And like I said earlier, you only have one chance to make a first impression. You're special, you're wonderful, you're handsome, beautiful, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So let's show that Let's demonstrate that. Let our actions, our words, our body language show who we really are. So don't be worried because it's a process, it's not an event. With consistent effort, you will achieve excellence. Thank you. God bless you. Take care now and stay safe.
Welcome back, people. That very edifying prayer session. Thank you very much for joining this prayer. Well, right about now, we will be going for the compass. That is the life skill for this year. Now, the links to this session is being sent to you in your squad, so hurry up and join. All right, we are going for life skill right now, and after then, you go to YouVersion for hotline for this morning's hotline, the devotion on YouVersion after the life skills session. All right. Until then, we take recess and come back for the afternoon session later. All right. Hurry up and join your life skill sessions. Bye.
Okay, so can we all see the screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this morning we are going to be talking about the world out there. The world out there, is not somewhere we are going to. It's actually where we live in, but different from our comfort zone, meaning our schools and our homes, our houses. It, you know, you are comfortable in your house. You know everyone living in your house. But the world out there is different. So when you hear people say the world out there, it's not so far from you. It's somewhere you interact with people every day. Well, maybe not every day, but at least as often as possible. You interact with people outside your, your comfort zone. You interact with people outside of your, environment. So that's what we mean by the world out there. So let's go to the next this slide. The meeting game. Who are you? You're seated in front of a panel of judges and asked to introduce yourself based on a social media platform of your choice. Which of the following would you choose and why? Eliolua, you go first.
I'd choose Instagram.
What?
Instagram.
What?
I said I'd choose Instagram.
Okay, why would you choose Instagram?
Other will be outside. Yeah, I think that's my favorite.
Your favorite? Okay. Very. Why is it your favorite? That's where you are most active, right?
Yes, because Facebook, no.
What about
Twitter.
you? All right. Zion, what about you? Zion. Zion, are you trying to chat or? Zion, we can't hear you. Zion. Hello.
Yeah, mute. Somebody's talking.
Is anyone talking? I think we've lost Zion. Is he here? Anyways, I can't hear Zion. I don't know what is going on with him right now. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, maybe Uncle Neil should help us. Uncle Neil, which platform would you choose personally, and why?
Twitter actually. I am most active on Twitter.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe because it's easier for me. I can connect anytime, anywhere I am. But for Instagram, until you have a picture, you can't actually post anything. Right? Or can you post it? Can you post any? Once you have an image, you can't post anything, right? But
Yeah.
Twitter, what comes straight in my head, and I am, pouring it out via text, on my handle, so it's easier for me on the go. Unlike, what's TikTok? No. I don't even have an account there. Facebook, yeah, I've been there since my uni days. Think 2000, I got there 2005 or 6 or something. I can't remember, So, but every day I get birthday pop-up messages, birthday notifications. So that is there, but I hardly post on Facebook. Snapchat, I don't do Snapchat. Use that. So the others, but for me, so I can say Facebook, but the most active for me is Twitter. I am very, very active on Twitter. But for during your trial this week, nothing on Twitter yet.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Well, for me, I don't even like my social media handles are so like you have to. I have these platforms here, but I don't really interact. I go on Instagram because I will see gist and pictures and all. But that's all I do. And then I check other people's Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account.
Oh, really?
So when I'm looking for gist, I check other people's Twitter. I don't have my own personal Twitter account. So really, okay. So the goal for this session, the goals that we aim to achieve for this morning session is to be socially aware, to be conscious of our use of the internet, be aware of the dangers that come with the use of the internet, be able to make smart choices in using the internet, and to learn practical steps to take to stay safe out there. So it's all about the internet this morning. So what is the internet? Enielua, will you answer that?
Computer question. All right. The internet is a international network. That's full meaning, or it is where people get to connect to themselves via the use of social media or cellular network. That's off the top of my head.
Okay. Favor, can you talk? I don't know if Favor can talk or since it's not enabling video. Favor. Favor. Okay, I think we can't. It's just listening. So, okay. What features of the internet appeal to you the most, Enilua?
I didn't get that.
The second question, what features of the internet appeal to you the most?
Oh. Okay. First, the ability for me to connect with people I am not with, like personally in person. Then also information. There's a lot of information on the internet. So at my beck and call, I can just get anything I need.
Yeah, that's good. That's very important. Nowadays, you don't have to start going to libraries or asking questions from people. You have your phone, just whatever you're looking for, just go online. The answer is there, and you have so many options to pick from. So really, that's one very great advantage of the internet. Information that you would like that would not have actually like they may not have gotten to you on a normal day without the internet. Now they are available to everyone. All we need to just do is go online. That's why there's no excuse for ignorance today. That's so because the information is out there. All you need to do is check your phone. So the third question, what do you hate about the internet? Can you help us?
Nothing actually, or maybe just pop-up adverts. I don't like it when I'm surfing.
Okay, yeah, YouTube and all those kind of stuff, trying to sell their market. You're doing something serious and one rubbish advert just comes up and you're like, what's this now? Okay, the ultimate search. So we are going to use the Big Brother. You know, Big Brother is going on right now, right? Anilua,
Huh?
the Big Brother Nigeria is going on.
Yes, I know it's going on.
Have you been watching it?
No, ma'am.
Really? Why?
My mom doesn't find it appropriate, and I'm too busy for TV these days. So
Okay, that's good. That's good. It's actually not appropriate, so I wouldn't advise you to watch it. So people go online and they do all sort of things.
yeah.
Yeah. There's something about the internet. Whatever you do on the internet is saved up. It's stored up in, it's what's it called that? There's this algorithm thing like that. So have you noticed that if you go online to search for something, mm, an item, you just go looking for something. The next time you go online, you start seeing adverts of that particular thing.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's like the internet, once you put some things out there, they get to know what you want. It's like when you listen to gospel music, and you keep searching for gospel music. When they want to suggest anything to you, it's gospel music they will suggest because of what you have searched for over time. So if you want to know what someone has been searching for consistently, all you need to do is just see what the suggestions that are coming out for the person. Oh, we suggest this, we suggest that. It means the person has been, going on the internet to search for all those kind of stuff, content. So you need to ask yourself this question: what's your digital footprint like? So your digital footprint is, when you walk on the sand Or if you go to have you ever been to the beach? You know, if you walk on the sand, your footprint will be there. Or you walk on a wet floor, your footprint, your foot will be imprinted on the floor. So it's the same thing as the internet. When you go online, you leave a digital footprint of things that you search for. So that way, nobody can hide. People can know the kind of person you are from what you've been. All they need to do is just run a research on you and what you've been searching for over time, and they would know who you are and whatever you do. So what you have to ask yourself, what's your digital footprint like? What have you done in the past? What are things that you have put on the internet? Sometimes out of curiosity, you just go online and you search for some things and just forget about it. And to be candid, as we grow older, we learn more, we get wiser. But at first, in the beginning, when you get exposed to all these things, there's a tendency to want to, overexpress yourself, and you're just there as a teenager. I remember when I was in the university, and I joined Facebook I think it was when I finished my work, and then I didn't really have access to the computer like that. So when I went to the university, I had access because I could go and browse in the cyber cafe. So that time I could browse, say a lot of nonsense on Facebook. So but I have this aunt in the US, and then she called, she said, I should be careful, that I should stop, probably from experience, and all that. So it was when she called me to caution that I reduced it. But I posted some things and I didn't delete them. And you know how Facebook is nowadays. They will come and remind you. You posted this thing 5 years ago. This was your post. And some of those posts, you are just so embarrassed by them that, oh my God, what's this mean? How foolish, how foolish was I, like, to have posted all these kind of things? So we have had all those moments. I can tell you personally that sometimes I don't even want to scroll to the beginning of my social media life because I'm like, oh God. As in, what was I thinking? You were just there feeling happy and feeling free. Oh my God, I have the internet. I can post whatever I like. And then you grow up, you get wiser, and life experiences eat you, and you just realize that what was I actually thinking? So, all those unfortunate things, it's possible to avoid them if you are told early enough. We were not told, we didn't know anything, we were just there expressing ourselves. And today, we are still seeing the effects of those things. Facebook themselves will come and tell you that you posted something 10 years ago, and it can be very embarrassing. So, so is there any part of your results that you would like to change? Like things that you've done in the past that you want to change? You are not so proud of them. We know of some people that have gone to the internet and have said some really horrible on Twitter. They used to wait for them. Someone will just come and write something and they'll just say, is this you? If I sometimes wonder, like, how do you guys keep receipts? Like, are you seriously kidding me? So the internet never forget. They are saving it up for you. So you can't say something to contradict yourself. They will come back at you and tell you, you did this or you said this some years back. I'm telling you, as far back as maybe 8, 10 years ago, and you're like, oh my God. So, you just have to, the most important thing is to be careful. But then we can't always be too careful. Sometimes we just let go of our guards and just post things out there. So, as much as possible, if you can, try to look back and change those things that today you won't be proud of. Because it will still be there. When you grow old, and maybe you have kids, and then you are telling your children, oh, don't do this and don't do that, and they go on your internet, they go on your Facebook and all that, they see all these things you've done, you're telling them not to do it. Well, Daddy, you did this thing, you're telling us not to do it. All those kind of things. Or you don't want, you hope to be, everybody hopes to be a role model. But if you have done some things in your past and it doesn't really, you speak well. It would add a dent to your testimony one way or the other. So if there are things that you may have done and you feel like, oh, I think I should go back and, retract this word, if possible, do them. But as much as possible, leave little or no digital footprint. Something that you don't want to. So I know of someone that does not, he has 2 search engines. The one that he uses for work and all the normal stuff. Then maybe it's illegal. It's not illegal though, but it's the one that will not take record of take a record of what you'll be looking for. That's where it searches for any other thing. So that tomorrow it will not be on Instagram and somebody come and be advertising something that he just went to, out of curiosity, he just went to search for. So as much as possible, leave little or no digital footprints. There are dangers to it. So as much as possible, let's be very careful. What are the dangers out there? Zion, I can see you. What are the dangers out there? First, we're going to talk about sexual predators. When you expose yourself to the internet and you express yourself all the time, people get to know what you are thinking. And it's not all about, it's not, this thing we're talking about, it's not just on say Facebook or Instagram, even WhatsApp. You see, WhatsApp can be so annoying. Someone that you just have their number. In fact, someone that you just save their number out of courtesy sake. The person will post and you'll be seeing the person's post on WhatsApp status. So you can imagine, now put yourself in those people's shoes that, okay, and then you start to think that, how many people actually have my number out there? I don't know how many people have my phone number. It's my phone number. And it's what I use it for business. So you can imagine now I start posting some irregular, unstable things about myself. It just puts me out there. So as minute as WhatsApp, well, you might just think, oh, WhatsApp is just something that is very regular now. WhatsApp. You can't just keep posting things on your status. People are keeping records. If you like, you can't block. It's only the people that comment that you can block. The ones that don't comment and are just looking at you, they are more than the people that you have actually blocked. I can assure you of that. There are some people that I know virtually all that is happening in their lives through their WhatsApp status. You can tell when they're happy. You can tell when they're sad. Through the WhatsApp status alone, you have the history of their lives from the beginning to the end. So how do sexual predators, how do they act? Or how do they, when someone has been watching you over time, someone can't just come. It's not normal for someone to just come and just try to harass someone sexually. There must have been a history, one way or the other. There must have been a history. So people start to notice when you put yourself out there, especially you put yourself out as someone that is very vulnerable, they start to see how they can get at you. They know what, human psychology now, people can read you from what you post. So once they see that, oh, this person needs help, or this person needs a friend, you just come online and say, oh, I'm bored, I hate this life. They'll come and tell you, wow, I've been there. They'll start telling you all those kind of cool stories, but they're after something. And they've seen that, okay, you seem to be someone that maybe doesn't really talk to people, or you keep coming today and every day and you keep saying, I hate people, the people cannot be trusted. All these things, it's because once they start having information like that about you, they are able to tell the kind of person you are. It means you are soft. It means you don't know much about life. And they can easily come towards you. And they just come as friends. Maybe they just send you a friend request like, how are you? Let's be friends. I've been following you. And before you know it, you're talking to a stranger. You're talking to someone that you don't know. And we've had stories of ladies, or even, I know it happens to guys too. Although guys have tendency to keep quiet when all these kind of things happen to them, but I know it happens to guys too. Although ladies come out more, they just end up in trouble because you just find yourself chatting with someone that you've never met before, and then you start trusting the person. And we can be very vulnerable. We all have our moments. That person can just be someone that knows how to psych people well, and before you know it, they're already saying, okay, let's meet up somewhere, let's meet up somewhere. And so it's just, and aside that, you see, you're on the internet, and then you see people saying, oh, I met my husband on the internet, I met my girlfriend on the internet. And you think, this way I can meet someone on the internet. Before you know it, you are meeting every Tom, Dick, Canary, and you are just okay with that, trying to force your way through life because you feel like everybody around you physically is not making sense. So it's on the internet that you can meet someone that is reasonable. So, but all these things just opens up to all these people. And there are so many of them out there. So many of them. They take advantage of young people. They take advantage of everybody, even old people. We've heard stories of old women that were kidnapped, raped, and killed because they fell into the hands of these sexual predators. Killed. So we don't want to, as much as possible, let's try to protect our space, try to protect. And these people can just come. I cannot just be chatting now. I can't just be on my own without posting anything about myself. Somebody will just come and start. It will take a lot of courage for you to come and, because you don't even know anything about me. It takes the information you have about me for you to be able to act on something. So if you don't know much about me, you can't really know where I am, if I'm stable emotionally and mentally or not. So that is going to give them a lot of work. So posting a lot of things about yourself out there just makes people be able to read you, and they can tell who you are. They know your site. They can just, this person is not mature. They can take advantage of. Start posting, like some people, if they go out today, they'll post it. Their parents travel to the US, they post it. Their dog died, they post it. All those kind of information, it's so unnecessary, very, very unnecessary. But because we feel the need to people get validation from the internet, more validation from the internet than they get from their physical environment. So because of that, people just go and post because they want somebody to come and say sorry and all that. And there will be someone out there looking at you like, oh, this girl looks like someone I can take advantage of. And the person will come out as a nice person. They don't always come, they are wolves in sheep's clothing. They don't come as wolves. They come as nice people. Hi, how are you? I want to be your friend and all that. But there is something behind it. So we need to be very careful. Then let's talk about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is very rampant nowadays. As much as possible, avoid anything that, if you see that someone is bullying you, as much as possible, it is your space, block them. Because it has an effect on everyone's psychology. Whether you accept it or even if you do strong thing, I'm hard, one way or the other, that thing is still going to affect your psychology. It takes the grace of God for people to be able to get over cyberbullying, because you can just put up a front on the internet that, oh, I'm fine. Or it stays in your heart, stays in your mind. So as much as possible, if you see someone that just seems to always say some negative things about you or come on your space to say negative things, you block the person. If you are following the person, unfollow the person. It's not compulsory. You choose your friends. Choose your friends. So if someone is just there, like always trying to make you feel less of yourself, you don't need that kind of energy in your life. Block the person, stay away from such person. I don't think there's anything that you might want to gain from such a person, because the person is looking down on you. You need people to lift you up in life. So if you have someone that is always castigating you and looking down on you like, what is it? What you do something and then you are so proud of yourself, but the person comes and there's force there. You should look out. You don't need those kind of people in your life. So block, stay away from such people. And as much as possible, please don't be a cyberbully. It is wrong. It is very wrong. In fact, it is wickedness. Let's just put it as it is. It is wickedness, for you to just come online and just oppress people. It's not fair. Everybody wants to feel loved. That's why people go on the internet. Everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants to feel accepted. Even though, yes, you see, there are sometimes that people post things that you don't agree with. There's a way to disagree with someone. And it doesn't seem like you are bullying them. It doesn't seem like you are fighting with them. That we disagree over an issue doesn't mean that we are enemies. We don't have to be enemies. We don't have to start insulting or throwing insults at ourselves. So as much as possible, let us reduce that in our space. Then posting of inappropriate content. We already talked about that. Unnecessary things. Anything that you see tomorrow and you will not be proud of, don't post it. Think about it before you post. Will I see this thing next 2 years and be proud of myself? If your answer is yes, go ahead. If your answer is no, I don't think you should post it. In fact, ask yourself in the next 2 months, in the next 2 weeks, will I be able to read this post and actually read it again? And read it and be proud of myself that, okay, yes, I posted this thing. So because when you post inappropriate content, it says a lot about you. There are some people that have missed out on great opportunities in life because at one point or the other, they posted some really horrible things about themselves or some other people on the internet. And, I've heard of people that went on job interviews. A lady, Tools, she's an on-air personality. She said she just posted, she's not even someone that really posts like that. She just posted one statement and she lost that opportunity. She said it pained her a lot. But she learned her lessons that this internet never forgets. So you have to be careful. So that's someone that just posted a word that was inappropriate. Okay, and we all want to go far in life. We all want to achieve great heights in life. Let's not put ourselves in situations whereby we are now asking God for mercy. God, please, have mercy on me. You can, if things are avoidable as much as possible, let us avoid them. There is nothing, it's not about you pretending, it's just doing the right thing. Yes, so we are talking about sexual, I've already talked about this, but let's still, how do sexual predators, how do they operate? They use the anonymity of the internet to portray themselves as teenagers or young adults. Yes, so you think you are chatting with your age mates, but you don't know that it's one old uncle somewhere and it's just taking advantage of people. I've seen a lot of that happening. Their motive is to get you to reveal personal information or trick you into meeting face to face. As much as possible, please, and please, and please, as much as possible, avoid meeting people that you met on the internet face to face. You are not, except you are selling something. Even if you are selling something, like maybe your products, you're advertising your products on the internet, go to a neutral place. Go to the mall, and as much as possible, if you need to go, don't go alone. This world is not smiling. There are horrible people out there. We cannot deny it. There are terrible people out there. So we have to protect ourselves from them. Don't go to see a stranger alone. It's just even before the internet came, our parents used to tell us things. When we were very much younger, primary school, you are going on your own, they'll tell you. If anybody that you don't know calls you, don't answer. If anybody comes to your school and says they are from your mommy and you don't know them, don't answer. Don't follow anybody. It's the same thing now. Somebody calls you. These people they've been in our service, not today. When we were using this Nitel, someone I used to call people's homes now. You'll call and they'll just disguise themselves as, oh, your uncle from London, from your uncle from UK. It's a lie. So, but now they have the internet, they can see your face, they can portray themselves as something that they are not. The moment you start giving them all this information and then they start getting close to you, put yourself in danger, and that is avoidable. So please, let's avoid it. And as much as possible, avoid meeting face to face with them. So can we mention 3 things you can do to protect ourselves from these people, these sexual predators that we're talking about? I've been the one talking since. I need your input too.
First, avoid posting unnecessary information about yourself on the internet.
Okay.
So avoid meeting people on the internet, like face to face. And if you must, someone to an open space, somewhere where everybody can see you. Then 3 is avoid. If you notice anybody doing any inappropriate thing or making you feel less of yourself, you have the right to block. So
yeah, very true. You can block them. At least 4 things you can do if you feel threatened by anyone on the internet.
block them.
Yeah.
You can report them to the social media.
Yeah, platform. Yeah.
Then you can tell someone like your mom, dad.
True.
If you are following them or follow them or something, cut off connection with them. That's
cool. Yeah. Is very fair. Very fair. Okay.
Ma.
What's your input? Tell us what you can do if you feel threatened.
Okay. You can unblock the person.
No, you can block.
Block. Sorry. I'm sorry. Can report to authorities.
Yeah.
Can tell someone trusted that is older than you that somebody is threatening you or something. You can unfollow the person.
Okay.
Cut off connection.
Okay, so number one thing you guys mentioned is keep your personal information private. Keep your personal information private. Then use a screen name that isn't descriptive in any way. You don't want to put yourself out there, so you have to. Just put your name. You don't have to start describing. I work here. I do this. My house address, my all this and all that. So it's just totally unnecessary. You don't want to put yourself out the danger of these people. So remove identifying postings from social media pages. Postings that that can actually tell who you are and where they can trace you to, like posting the name of your school, your house, where you live, and all these kind of things. It's not safe. And you're young. All these people, when they start threatening you now, they start saying, I know your house, I know where you live in, I know your school, I can come look for you, and all those kind of things. Just puts you in a very difficult situation, and then you are so scared that, oh, there's someone out there that knows where I live and knows what I do in my life. Because you put it out there. If you had not, the person won't have had such information. So if someone suspicious contacts you, be sure to report to an adult right away. So yeah, we feel like sometimes we feel like, oh, I can undo this. I started it, let me finish it. Also, but it's best to discuss with someone. Even I as an adult that I am, when I face situations, I look for people to tell you. So don't say, oh, let me just handle this by myself. Tell someone, tell an adult. Tell someone that you know that is knowledgeable. Maybe you have a big sister or a big brother that knows what's up, that knows about the internet. You tell them, I have this problem, oh, this person is disturbing me. They will help you. They will know how to go about. You don't think that you can handle. You are not adults yet. Somebody that is older than you, has more experience than you, and has enough tricks in his mind, in his or her mind, to get at you. So you can't just think that you can handle them. Don't ever think that you can handle them. Speak out. Sin thrives in secrecy. Speak out. You need to tell someone that, okay, this is the issue. This is the issue I'm confronting right now. This person is on my neck. What should I do? Before they start to blackmail you. There are so many evil people out there, and we don't want to get into any problems. Save the message in the event you decide to notify legal authorities. Don't delete. When you get messages from such people, just save such messages so that you can always report and you have proof. So if you are going to report them to maybe the police or even the social media platform, you need proof that, okay, this person has been threatening me, this person has been saying this kind of things to me. So save such messages and just keep them safe so that when you want to report, those things can stand against the person. Use privacy controls to block the person from contacting you again. We already discussed that. Contact the police if the person sends a photo or asks to meet. Don't go out. You're young, I don't think you are into any particular kind of business. Aside that, I don't think you should be meeting anybody for any on a friendly note. It's not necessary. Let our friendship start and end on the internet where it started. Let's meet like it is not right. You know, some people can make you feel so comfortable with them that you feel like, this person, did we grow up together? Did we do this together? Because what is a lie? They're just there, they're just out there to take advantage of people. And they know how, have you noticed that people come online and they post things and all of us are like, oh my God, I can relate. All these things, they are general things that happen to people at a particular age. So, but these people that come and use these basic things that happen to everybody as a yardstick to just say, oh, did this thing ever happen to you? And you're like, oh yes, it happened to me. They lie, it happens to everybody. But because they are talking to you personally, you feel like, oh, this person understands me so well. It's a lie. Don't let them take advantage of it. So let's be careful. You can never be too careful on the internet, trust me. What is cyberbullying? So, yeah, it's using the internet to tease, harass, or intimidate others. We already talked about that. Posting or forwarding a private instant message to others. Tricking someone into imagine this second point now. How bad do you feel if you see that your friend that you have been chatting with is telling the whole world about your gist? I know, we feel bad. I mean, someone that you have trusted and then you just see the person is posting your gist online. It's a very, very terrible feeling. Nobody wants to be in that situation. Tricking someone into revealing personal information about themselves. Forwarding or posting embarrassing photos or videos. At first, don't even let them have access to such. I know we have our phones and sometimes it can be very funny. You just want to snap some funny pictures on your phone. It's not necessary. If you want to admire yourself, go to the front of your mirror. Admire yourself there and let it end there. The moment it enters your phone, someone else can pick your phone, and pictures, they go far. You don't want your pictures out there. It might not even be you posting them. It might just be someone that just saw, or you mistakenly transferred your picture. You can mistakenly transfer your picture to someone without knowing it. It has happened to people. They wanted to send something and they sent another thing. So it's totally avoidable. Don't even snap the pictures, or don't even put the videos there in the first place. You feel okay, you feel fine, go to the front of the mirror. Admire yourself. Tell yourself, oh my God, today I look so fine. I like how I'm feeling. I like how I'm looking. You don't have to start posting or snapping funny pictures on your phone. And the fact that people are doing it doesn't make it right. We see little pictures, from time to time. People, ladies exposing their cleavage. Cleavage is even very, cleavage is just very small now compared to what they expose on the internet now. And they think it's the norm, but it is not the norm. As children of God, you shouldn't even go that far. You shouldn't even, number one, you shouldn't even wear clothes that are revealing, let alone now snap pictures with them and then post them on the internet. What exactly are you trying to show? That you are fine, or that you have a nice body? No, it's not necessary. Even guys, take off your shirt, you enter swimming pool and you'll be snapping picture of 6 packs. For what? What exactly is that supposed to mean? I mean, it doesn't edify. It doesn't edify you. It doesn't edify anybody. It doesn't edify Christ. It doesn't edify anybody. So, as much as possible, let us stay away from these things, even though it's getting really rampant and very popular on the internet nowadays. Especially nowadays that everything is one challenge or the other. This one challenge, this one challenge. You don't have to take part in all these things. Oh, some of them might be fun. You can just look and laugh and go. But it doesn't mean that, because eventually tomorrow you ask yourself, why did I even do that? Because everybody was doing it. It didn't make sense, and it still won't make sense tomorrow. So let's try as much as possible to, curb all these acts. Our time is fast spent. Forwarding or posting embarrassing photos or videos, discuss that. Spreading malicious rumors about classmates and others. Yeah, people do this a lot. Please, if you've been doing this, try as much as possible to stop it. It's wrong for anyone. For a child of God, you shouldn't do that. Talking about people is gossip, and gossip is wrong. It's really, how would you ask yourself? You should ask yourself, how would I feel if I heard that a friend said something about me that we discussed in private, and the person just said joking to my friends, to other people? You would feel bad. So as much as possible, let's just try to be good people to others. And if you notice that people are not being good to you, stay away from them. Stay away from them. Hacking accounts to post messages from the accounts. This one, internet scammers. They just go, they hack accounts, and then before you know it, they are posting things that, as much as possible, protect yourself, even to your passwords, and don't make it something easy that people can just hack into and just take over your, account to start posting things. So let's be careful. How do you protect yourself? Can you list ways that you can protect yourself from cyberbullying? Well, I think we already discussed it. You tell someone, okay, do not respond to unkind remarks. It will only make it worse. So don't start discussing like someone is insulting you and then you are throwing insults back. It will get bad. So just block them. Don't reveal personal or potentially embarrassing information online. Just that to block the cyberbully from their accounts to prevent further contact. Report cyberbullying to the social media platform or contact the police. We have discussed all this. Inappropriate content. What does it imply? Can we see the screen? I know we can see the screen. Okay, first point is pornography, violence, criminal behavior, racism, hate speech. These are things that people post on the internet that comes back to haunt them after so many years, or not even years. Some people it just takes weeks or months. So as much as possible, like I said, don't post anything that can incriminate you. You can stumble on inappropriate content if you click on random links. Yes, this happens a lot. Maybe you're trying to download something, and then before you know it, the thing is redirecting you to another. Once you are already seeing redirecting and you are seeing something that is not what you came there for in the first place, don't even get curious, because it never ends well. Anything that is free, that is coming up at you without asking for it, you cannot find good in it on the internet. I think I can categorically say that. You cannot find good in it. It's rubbish. So just go back go back to the search, go and look again, and look, maybe check through another search engine also, or another site, because once you keep going like that, you now start getting curious. Oh, what is here? And then that's how people get into pornography and start seeing things that they're not supposed to. So then some sites restrict objectionable material for only if users report. Yes, I know Twitter does that. If you post, even Instagram does that too. If you post some words, they'll delete the post. They'll either delete the post, or you won't even be able to post it. In fact, Instagram can even, I think Twitter can even block. They blocked, well, there was one time they blocked President Trump, right? Or I don't know what happened to his account. He just couldn't tweet for one period of time like that. That was some weeks ago. So that's their way of protecting their users' rights, because there are so many things on the internet nowadays, and these who are trying to protect their users. And how do you avoid it? Okay, so who is there to tell us how we can avoid inappropriate content? Anyone here? Who's going to answer? Hello, are we still sleeping? Enyoluwa, Erife. Oluwadara is online, and then Oreoluwa. All these people, I can't even. You guys talk now. Unmute yourself and speak up, please. I asked the question, how do you avoid all this content, inappropriate content? How do we avoid them? Hello, is anybody there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Okay, please. Go ahead.
Okay. The question was, how do we avoid inappropriate content?
Yes, sir.
All right. First, I think the first thing to do is to know what you're looking for on the internet. Then there are some sites that you can, that are popular for redirecting people into things that they don't want to see. So stay away from those sites first. Then also know what you're looking for. Once you know what you're looking for, you're sure that, okay, I'm going in for this, and that's exactly what I want to get. And I think, yes, that's what I have.
All right, okay. That's good. So it says use age-appropriate search engines. Use age-appropriate search engines that you can use for your age. Those ones, they are safe. They know what I don't think they can redirect you. Bookmark favorite sites so you stumble less on inappropriate sites. So once the internet knows that this is what you always look for, they won't bring rubbish your way. Talk to an adult you can trust if you see something disturbing. Like I said, don't keep quiet, don't keep things to yourself. Always discuss with an adult. Keep your antivirus software updated to avoid malicious software programs. Keep your antivirus software. If you have a computer, a personal computer, just make sure it's safe from antivirus, so that, because there are so many things flying on the internet. Trust me, I don't want them to land on you. Evaluation. We've discussed this. Discuss what the internet means. 3 dangers that can come. Mention 5 smart choices you are going to adopt when using the internet and sport. Okay, let's answer that one. Oh, okay. Let's answer. Who's going to answer? Please, we are running out of time. Let's be fast with this. So, from what we just learned this morning, what are you going to do henceforth?
Okay. Henceforth, I would learn not to post personal things on the internet. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I would also learn to block every threatening person I see on the internet. I'll learn to report every threatening incident to a higher authority.
Yeah.
I'd learn to tell adults about what I go through on the internet, because keeping it to myself won't do me any good. I'd also learn to handle a challenge.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Anyone else want to add anything? Okay. What are the 5 steps you can do to keep safe from predators? What are the 5 steps you can take to keep safe from predators? You can also apply those smart choices. You know, if you notice that someone is threatening you. Does anyone want to talk?
Yes.
Okay.
So first, have the hammer enough block if you threaten reports to authorities if you must meet up with one should avoid if you must meet up with someone, go with someone, go with another person like yourself, and not to a secluded area, but to a general space when information from the internet, and also record any threatening messages or chat so that you can have proof against predators if any happening or eventually.
Thank you for that. So let's round up. Let's conclude with this. The internet is as useful as your self-control. So whatever you get from the internet is it's just like the way you are is as a result of what you've eaten over the years. So your internet, whatever comes out at you is what you've been feeding it. You can't just open your computer and you just start getting information that you didn't ask for. So your internet is as useful as your self-control. And we have some scriptural references. Where can I go from your spirit, or where can I flee from your presence? What this tree is trying to tell us is that, okay, so these scriptures are here to tell us that once you have the word of God in your mind, in your heart, you know that the Spirit of God is with you. God is with you everywhere. So that should, like, I think I mentioned the fear of God yesterday. That fear should be in your heart, that if you are in your room and nobody is seeing you, God sees you, the Spirit of God is there with you. So if you are checking pornographic sites, God is saying you are not deceiving anybody, you are deceiving yourself. In fact, you can't even deceive yourself. You can't deceive God. You and God know that this is what you are doing. And eventually you stand before God. And even before you stand before God, I realized some years back that everything the Bible says we should not do. Don't steal, don't lie, don't do this thing. It's not because of God. It's for our own good. So once, controlling your use of the internet is for your own good. If you see things that you're not supposed to see, it exposes you to dangers that you can avoid, dangers that are avoidable. And we don't want to be in this kind of troubles in our life. So as much as possible, let us control our use of the internet. You are safe as the choices you make in the use of the internet. You are as safe as the choices you make in the use of the internet. Just like the first point. What you put out there is what comes back to you. So you don't put incriminating information. Don't put things that you won't be proud of. Don't put things that can be used against you out there. Be careful of what you post. And be aware and self-conscious. God is the ultimate big brother. Using big brother as, okay, so we didn't really talk about that big brother. But you know how big brother runs, like, it can see everything you are doing. All those people in their house, big brother sees them. And it's not everything they even show us. But big brother sees everything that they are doing. So what this is telling us is that God sees everything we are doing. Even beyond what the internet is saying about us. The one that you even searched for and you deleted your search everything. Because some people, they are very smart. They go on the internet and they delete all their search history. Delete it without leaving any trace. But God sees it. God sees it. That's why this psalm says, where can I go from your spirit? You can't hide from God. He sees you. Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, that's hell. Behold, you are there. God's eyes are everywhere. You cannot hide from him. If I take the wings of the dawn, if I dwell in the remotest part of the sea, even there your hand will lead me, and your right hand will lay hold of me or something. So what this is telling us is that you can't hide from God. God sees you. Let your conscience be pure. Let your heart be pure. And don't put yourself in danger. You are a child of God. Don't forget that. You are a child of God. You should be a child of God in your bedroom, in your bathroom, on the internet. Don't be one kind of person on Instagram. There are people like that. Because their church members are not following them on social media. They are one thing on Instagram. They are another thing in the physical. In fact, some people, their parents don't even know the kind of lives they live on social media. Don't be that kind of person. God sees you. God sees everything you do. And he's the one that rewards us. It's God that rewards us. It's not our parents. Our parents, all they do is just take care of us to a certain age. There's a limit to how far they can go with us in life. But God goes with us from the beginning to the end. And in the end, we receive our reward from him. So let us not stand before God ashamed. Let us not do things that will make us feel ashamed and feel ashamed before God and before men. If they ask you, bring your phone, open it, let's see your chat, you should be able to do it without any clause like, why do you want to see my phone? Or you are keeping your phone, or all those kind of things, because there's something you're hiding, and God sees everything. And the day the truth will come out, it will come out. So we should stop all those things. They are not necessary. As much as possible, let us stay away from them. I hope we have learned a lot or we have learned anything from this morning's lesson.
Yes, I did. Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Can you tell us what's one or two things that you learned, please?
Okay. First, I learned that The internet is not a safe place. It's not a place where everybody can know everything about you. So I should be wary of what I post on the internet. And secondly, the internet doesn't forget. The internet doesn't forget anything. So whatever I put there will stay there. So I should think twice before I put anything up there.
So, any other person? Any other person?
Okay, I learned that I should not even mess around and take embarrassing stuff of myself because I don't know who can see it, even if it's on my own phone. I don't know where it can get to. I don't know how it can implicate me in the future. And I also learned that I should keep my private life private. I don't have to post everything I do on the internet. I don't have to make everybody know what is going on with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, thank God our lesson didn't go wasted. I'm glad you guys learned one thing or the other. So now we're going for our morning devotion or you version, please. Let's just head straight. Don't go for recess. So it's not time for recess. It's time for morning devotion on you version. So as we are closing this Zoom meeting now, just go do your morning devotion and comment at the end of it, and we'll meet right back on WhatsApp. All right, guys. Later.